End of day now. You just watched some of the wall building going on here in not real time, time lapse. That's what I was going to say, in time lapse. And this place is starting to look like a real house. This is the second bedroom. Looks quite sizable. This is the kitchen area. I think the kitchen's going to be really nice. Looking forward to having that fitted. Well, built and fitted. We've got almost all the walls started now. This is the main bedroom. They're leaving the bathrooms till last because gradually they're cutting off their access and their light. And so I would imagine they'll sort of do this at the last moment, really, because then they've got to bring all their stuff through the patio doors. Very pleased with today's progress. They've got themselves ready for tomorrow to put beams across windows. I think they can do 3 at a time, and there are 4 to do. So I imagine they're going to do the beams first tomorrow. That'll probably take them a good half day to get 3 of those up, and then they'll carry on filling in the walls in bedroom number 2, I would think. And then the following day they'll do the last beam and hopefully start the bathroom walls. Quick views now from outside. Well, quite an exciting start to the day today. The electricians have turned up rather unexpectedly because not all the walls are built, and I think there's about 5 of them here. So they're sorting out the mains connection. They've got a massive great wire here which they're attaching up the top there, and which they will run to, I think, to that pole there. So they're bringing in the mains. They're bringing in the mains in the roof space. We've marked out the place for them, and they're digging channels so we can get the wires hidden in the wall. Very noisy, this. This is the head electrician here. He's the boss man. Right, I've got to do some more marking out. Got to work out where the electrics need to go for the AC. So as you can see, sometimes they do penetrate the wall where they're going to put a box or something, but that's all going to be filled in all the way around with mortar, and all the way around the pipes will be stuffed with mortar as well, and then of course there's going to be screeding on either side, so it'll all be made good and it'll be fine. So, sorry about all the background noise with the drilling. Hope you were able to hear me to some degree. They really are cracking on. This is quite a large team, but they are cracking on with what they can do, despite some of the walls not being completed. So it just means that when the walls are completed, they've got half as much work to do again, really. So they'll be very, very quick to complete this first fix. So they're sort of fixing these pipes into the wall any which way they can, really. There's a bit of wire there. There's a bit of wire just there, and right at the top there's a nail jammed in the side of the pipe to keep it from falling out. This will get rendered over, of course, and all the gaps filled around the edges and in these sorts of places. We're going to have an odd pipe run or two like this across and upwards, because we're just making it easier for them to save cutting the wall, because they are doing a good price for us, so we're reciprocating. So where we can, we're putting switches and sockets along the wall from an existing fitting. So for example here we are going to have a socket. See if I can get in the light here. We're going to have a socket here, and we're going to have a powered switch, a power socket down the bottom and a switch at the top, and the two wires will be run through the same pipe. Just means I've got one less set of cutting to do. Here's another funny angled one. So the lower switch socket, will be for the fridge freezer, and with a spare socket, as it were, for something that we need to plug in there, like maybe a hoover or something temporarily. And then that goes up to the row of sockets that are going to be above the kitchen surface. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those in the kitchen. This work with the electrics is very much a trust thing. I know enough about electrics to demand that there's going to be an earth system in here. With regards to fixing things like pipes in the walls and boxes in the walls so that they're not going to become loose, I just have to trust them. But interestingly, you can see that already this guy's got some mortar mixed up, so he's going to now repair this hole and fix this box in using the mortar, so that's good. He's not leaving it to the people that are going to be rendering the wall to do it. There's a guy in this room that's already doing it, I think. Oh no, he's just clearing. He's clearing the floor of the rubble that they've created, so that's good as well. They're clearing up a bit after them. Interestingly, it seems like the box is being well held in there because it's got lots of holes in, push-out holes, and he's rammed it into the wet mortar, so the mortar's actually come through. It's actually come through those holes, so that box is not going to move very easily. It's not fixed in with any screws or plugs like you would get in the UK, where you would drill into the blockwork and screw through. It's just held in with a mortar, but it's held in all the way around. Right, I've just seen what cable they're going to use. Now, I would think in the Western world we normally use what we call twin and earth, so it's 3 wires in one protective PVC coating like this. What we've got here is we've got 5 rolls of single wire. They're all 2.5 mils, but they're all single wires. And then here we've got 2 rolls of twin 1.5, which will be for lighting circuit. So although they're going to use 3 wires here, they're going to use the positive, the neutral and an earth at my request, because a lot of houses in Thailand don't bother with an earth system. Although they're going to use the 3 wires, it looks like they're going to run the 3 wires individually through the pipework. They're not going to use a twin and earth like this, which you can buy in Thailand. I've seen it, and in fact I've sourced it ready for this job, and I was going to buy some. Anyway, it's all going to be inside plastic pipes everywhere, right up to the fuse box, so it should be protected well enough. So my only concern really is to be here when they're starting to put these wires in. I don't know if they're going to start putting any in today, but what I do want to make sure is that everything has got an earth. Lights and sockets, everything. I'm sure that with the lights they will try and not bother with an earth, especially as most of their fittings won't have an earth to fit to. But I want 3 wires everywhere, and if there's an earth in a light that doesn't have anything to connect to, at least it's still part of the system, so if I do buy anything in the future I'll have an earth to connect to. I'm probably going to insult someone by checking their work all the time, but I do want to see how badly this has been put in, because that's not very level. So I want to jam it around a bit. This, look. Yeah. I know I'm making a mess of this. It doesn't really matter because it's going to be plastered over, but they jammed a piece of stone under this side, and I could see it was skew-if straight away. So I just want to make sure that I pick up on these sockets that aren't level, because we'll end up you'll end up with a really, really odd looking socket somewhere that's very, very obvious. Maybe the ones low down aren't so bad, but yeah, okay. He's he's just explaining that you've got some adjustment on the faceplate. Fair enough. I'm interfering again. I'm interfering where I shouldn't, but I am paying for this, so I feel like it's a valid thing to do. Here we go, there's a box of fittings here. Let's see what they've got. So this is what he was trying to explain to me. This plate here is the thing that will be screwed onto the box that's not level, but it's got these sliding adjustments here, so it can be actually made to be level and square. And then this face plate will just clip over the top once the switches are in place. So he's covered his backside there. That's my mistake for not understanding the tie fittings. What have we got here? Oh, this is a switch for the lights. These are the sockets that fit in behind here. So that's like a single one, and next to it would be a light switch, which is a bit unusual, but we haven't specified that. These clips will be used, I would imagine, in the roof space to clip the pipes to the steel in the roof. Face plates. Oh, they're bigger plates. Double sockets. Okay, so that basically comes in from behind the plate, comes in there like that. So there are several pieces to this system. In the UK, we used to just buying a double socket already made up like this, with a screw hole either side to screw to the box in the wall. Here you buy all the face plates and the bits and pieces separately, so you can make up something completely unique to your requirements. So for example, on this one, which is a double face plate, you could have a triple hole sockets at the top. You could have a light switch in one of the spaces and a double hole socket in another space. So from that point of view, they're quite good, but it does mean you've got to buy loads of different things and put them together. Oh, here's the consumer unit. Oh, let's reach in here. So this is the consumer unit. And I was quite impressed with him because I suggested that we needed separate circuits for the AC, separate circuits for the shower, electric showers, 2 circuits in the kitchen because of the number of high amperage appliances that could be on at the same time, and a circuit for the lighting. And so I said, I think we need at least 7 circuits, thinking, you know, he'd be horrified because tie houses just don't go along this route of having lots of circuits. They just rely on the fact that no one has really got any appliances. Everyone cooks on charcoal or gas. Anyway, and they don't have AC, most of them. He came back and he said, no, I think you should have, having seen the plan, he came back and said, no, I think you should have a minimum of 8 circuits. He said you should have 2 circuits for the lighting, just in case one of them has a problem, you've still got some lighting in the house. So I was quite impressed that he was thinking along those lines and wasn't shocked by the number of circuits. And I said I want a good quality consumer unit with good protection. And this seems to be just what I want, an RCBO, which is something that is standard in the UK now, but in older properties often it's missing. So it's got all the protection that I really want. Yeah. How many circuits has it got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's got 8. It's got 8, so we'll have one spare hole, as it were, if we need to add anything else. Like, we might eventually decide we want a circuit going to the garage because of convenience. So that means we can have a separate circuit added for that. So that does look good.